War games! For some reason, this movie just makes me feel like I'm watching NXT with William Regals for you wrestling fans out there. War games! Transformers Dark of the Moon is pure chaos. After the first hour of this movie, first 50 minutes go by, you're just tossed into a battlefield of destruction and chaos and a lot of Sam Witwicky or Shia LaBeouf yelling, Carly! So, on this episode movie breakdown, we're going to review Transformer Dark of the Moon, give it a grade, A through F, plus minus due count, and I said Dark of the Moon. Sorry about that for not pronunciating really clearly, but yes, we're gonna review it. And before I jump into it, what is movie breakdowns? A movie review series. We look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F, plus and minus do count. And if you want me to do, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I get to it as best I can. Also, my Patreon/Ali Zakka for $2 a month. Get the cut in front of everybody. Get your review out. Wait for it to come out on Facebook and YouTube. Now, let's go and get in today's episode of Transformers: Dark of the Moon. So, what is this movie about? One, this movie came out in 2011, and it's about the Transformers, the Autobots, finding a crash ship on the moon, and they had to race to it before the Decepticons get to it. And on this ship holds another Prime, one of the former leaders of the Autobots, and 5 pillars that could be the key to winning the war on Cybertron. And if the Decepticons get to it first, they pretty much get the key to win the war. If the Autobots get to it first, they save the universe. That's pretty much the gist of it. That's the Autobot side, which, you know, is a Transformers movie. You really don't get much of the Autobot side. You get most of the human side of things. So what's the Sam Witwicky side of the story? So Sam Witwicky, he is currently looking for a job. Finding a hard time finding a job, struggling because he was helping the government defeat the Decepticons, and he had the FBI chase after him, but for some reason the government didn't expunge that from his records, so people were finding it, people look at it and like, oh, well, we can't hire you. He also has a new girlfriend who completely just shows up. He's living with her, he's living with her in her apartment. She's a model, and she's there. She's actually a big part of the story. Like her boss for the job that she works for, who was played by Patrick Dempsey, is working for Decepticon, a Decepticon sympathizer or empathizer, and he is pretty much working as is the Decepticon. He's the Decepticon version of Sam Witwicky, and he is trying to take out the Autobots so the Decepticons can take over Earth. And Carly is the key for Sam to cooperate because Sam just started dating her. I don't know how long. I guess. So 3 years, I guess we look at it, the timeline. Sam was in college, freshman year. He was dating Michaela. So Revenge of the Fallen was freshman year. Sophomore year's junior year, senior year, he could have broke up. Maybe he went super senior, so maybe 4 years in between the movies, and then he meets Carly between that. But he met Carly after he was given the Medal of Honor from the president, who was Barack Obama. So at least 2009 or 8, 2009, 10, he's been dating Carly. So I guess she's been there, but like he bumps into her at the Oval Office, and then she works for Patrick Dempsey, and apparently she helps Patrick Dempsey with race cars or pictures. I don't know how her story with Patrick Dempsey is there, but they have a bunch of pictures on the wall, so she knew Patrick Dempsey before meeting Shia LaBeouf, but never mentioned to Shia LaBeouf who her boss was, and Shia LaBeouf is jealous of Patrick Dempsey for reasons, because Patrick Dempsey is a better looking version of Shia LaBeouf. And yeah, Carly's really there just to look around, stand around, look pretty. Besides, like, the MacGuffin for Sam to fight. Like, that's my girlfriend. I had to go save her. Other than that, Sam doesn't really have any other dog in this fight. He really doesn't. Like, the Autobots come back, they save the world, and that's pretty much it. So let's talk about what we really came here to talk about, and that is the Transformers, which also doesn't make sense. So Leonard Nimoy, who plays Spock, he's playing Sentinel Prime, who was found on the moon. So Transformers go up there, they rescue Sentinel, he's been stuck on the moon, they rescue Sentinel, bring Sentinel back to Earth. Sentinel is like talking to Prime, they're having conversations, like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden you get the biggest heel turn in like Transformers history, where Sentinel Prime just betrays the Autobots for reasons, don't know. He says that he and Megatron was supposed to go to Earth at the same time, but Megatron got there earlier than Sentinel did, but Sentinel left but crashed on the moon, so Megatron like went past Sentinel and crashed on the Earth, and Megatron got stuck in the Earth while Sentinel was stuck on the moon. But they was supposed to team up together and bring Cybertron to Earth to conquer Earth resources, because there's people on Earth. But Megatron didn't know there's people on Earth because he crash landed in the Antarctica. He was completely surrounded by nobody, so he didn't know there was people on the Earth. And as far as Leonard Nimoy's character, I want to call him Richard Nimoy. I feel like that's not his name. It's Leonard Nimoy. But as far as Sentinel Prime's character, he was crashed on the moon, so he didn't come in contact with anybody at all, so he wouldn't know there's life on Earth either. But anyway, their whole goal this whole time for the past 3 movies was to get together, bring Cybertron to Earth, and conquer Earth people with Cybertonians, the Decepticons, like weapons Autobots. That's on Cybertron. Anyway, and then Autobots been coming to Earth as refugees from the war, so they're gonna protect Earth now because Earth is a new home. They pretty much said, screw Cybertron, we're here now. And by them being here, the Decepticons like, all right, well, cool, roll up, we'll fight each other. Anyway, one of the biggest gaps for this movie for me, and it's still up to this day. Sentinel and Optimus are talking about, like, you know, what they mean to be a leader, and that you're the leader, oh, you're the leader, no, we're here, you're the leader, Optimus Prime took my spot, right? That happens, right? There's a whole, like, 5-minute scene about this. About 15 minutes go by, they realize Sam Witwicky teams up with John Turturro's character Simmons. They find out that the Decepticons are actually on Earth for the pillars, and Sentinel Prime is the key. So what happens is that they race to the Autobots like, hey, we gotta protect Sentinel. The Decepticons are after Sentinel Prime. Okay, Sentinel Prime is the key. Cool beans, cool. Optimus Prime is gone. After being with Sentinel, he is now disappeared from the scene for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Sentinel Prime, after the Autobots defeat some Decepticons, turn up and like look at Ironhide and say, hey, sorry my Autobot brother, but you know, you was doomed to lose the war. Shoots Ironhide for no reason, betrays the Autobots, and Optimus Prime is nowhere to be found. Nowhere. He shows up like 20 minutes later like, my bad guys, I didn't know that my teacher was a traitor. About that one. On me. So we're gonna leave the planet. We're gonna leave the planet because y'all don't want the Autobots to be here. Anyway, the government kicks the Autobots off the planet, and the Decepticons decide to take over Earth. They take over Chicago. Megatron does a actually pretty cool thing where he shoots the Lincoln Memorial and sits on Abraham Lincoln's chair. Well, in the anime, or I guess the cartoon, the 80s cartoon, I didn't know that was an actual bit from the cartoon where just Megatron picks up the Lincoln Memorial, set it down, like he picks it out of the statue, out of the chair, set it down, and then sits on the chair itself. So that was a cool, you know, homage back to the original cartoon. But anyway, the Decepticons take over Earth. Autobots pretend to leave. They come back, save Sam. Sam teams up with Tyrese Gibson and Josh Duhamel's character. They go in and try to save the city and save Carly. Patrick Dempsey, who shows himself like, I am the Decepticon sympathizer. I team up with the Decepticons. Decepticons been here for generations on this planet. Yeah, the first two movies you heard about was a lie. We always been here. I guess the Fallen says we always been here too, but humans have been interacting with Decepticons for decades. The moon landing was like Decepticon ploy. Anyway, yeah, Ken Jeong is in this movie too as one of the Decepticon sympathizers who try to like tell Sam Witwicky, hey, you get the key, you gotta save us all. Anyway, big battle. Everybody fight each other. Optimus Prime's a murderer. Kill people left and right. He kills Sentinel Prime. He kills Megatron after Megatron teams up with Optimus Prime to defeat Sentinel Prime at the end of the movie. Also, by the way, Shockwave and Soundwave are in this movie. They both fight. So I think Shockwave defeated by the humans and Bumblebee. Soundwave is defeated by somebody. What other thing that's in this movie that I need to mention? Oh, Optimus Prime teams up with Jetfire. Like, you know, he used Jetfire's ability to become like the flying Optimus Prime. He gets tangled up in a part of the movie and it's like out the final battle for like another 15-20 minutes. Come back in at the end of it. Cool one-shot scene where he's slashing through everything. Anyway, Sentinel's kicking Optimus Prime butt. Optimus Prime and Megatron team up with each other like I mentioned a moment ago. Team up together because Megatron talks to Carly, who Carly doesn't know anything about Megatron, but apparently she knows that he's supposed to be the big bad based off of Sam's stories. And she's like, well, you're being a punk right now. And Megatron's like, well, I'm not a punk. You're right. I should probably, you know, step up to Sentinel because Sentinel did punk me. So I'm going to go team up with Optimus. And then, boom. And then Megatron's like, Optimus, you need me. And Optimus goes, we'll see. Kills Megatron. And then just shoots Sentinel. And then the movie's like, yo, we're about done here. We saved the day again. Also, Carly and Sam, Bumblebee, played the wedding song. And they're supposed to get married. Why do I care? And that is Transformers Dark of the Moon in a nutshell. How much of a mess I made that sound is about the mess that you're going to get. However, even though it is messy, and even though the storyline is that crazy, the things I like in this movie is the action. I do love the action. I love the movie score in this movie. The CGI holds up pretty dang well. Storyline is decent. It's easy to follow. You're not gonna be that confused. Besides that one scene where Optimus Prime has disappeared for like majority of the movie. The dislikes, you still have some of the tropes of like the racial tropes that you get seen in other Transformer movies. Those jokes are still there. Every girl in this movie is a model for some reason. I don't know why. Like, every person works somewhere is a model. Every single last one of them. You still have over-sexualized jokes. And also the action. It's just a pure action fest. It's an action fest. But it gets the job done. It does its purpose. Alright, let's go and get into cast details and all that good stuff. Transformer Dark of the Moon came out in 2011. It's PG-13. It's 2 hours and 34 minutes long. The director is Michael Bay. The writer is Aaron Kruger. We have the budget for this movie was $195 million estimate, and it grossed worldwide that's not 1 million. That is $1,123,794,000. This movie grossed $1 billion. $1 billion? Holy. Why would I not make Transformers movies? Why would I not make Transformers? If I gross $1 billion, why would I not make Transformers movies? Like, God. $1 billion. The filming location for this movie is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I guess Milwaukee and Chicago. But $1 billion? Why would I not? Why would I not make another movie? Like, hold up. You know what? Let me look at what did Revenge of the Fallen. I swear that didn't make $1 billion. That did not gross $1 billion worldwide. So Revenge of the Fallen here, we're taking a detour real quick. That is astronomical to me for this movie, for this series. Yeah, okay. So Revenge of the Fallen grossed worldwide $836 million, right? And for Dark of the Moon to gross $1 billion is wild to me. I never knew a Transformer movie made that much worldwide, and I guess I remember. I think the Chinese box office made a lot of money. The China market for the movie made a lot of money, and that's why they made the fourth one partially in China, because that's where most of their income came from. But whew, God, that is, yeah. If you was a studio and you're like, you know what, skip the souls, we're gonna take more money and we're gonna do that. Anyway, the cast and crew, you have Shia LaBeouf, who plays Sam Witwicky. Same character, same screaming dude as the first two movies. Growth wise, he doesn't really grow in this movie. He's pretty much the same at the beginning of the movie. He's still like, hey, I'm a war hero, I save lives. At the end of the movie, I'm a war hero, I save lives. He really stays the same. Like him losing, like Carly, but there's a moment where him and Carly supposed to have a fight because Carly doesn't understand the Transformer stuff. So she's like, I'm out, I have the job event I have to go to. You don't want to show up for it. All right, whatever, we're not talking anymore. So she leaves him because he didn't want to come to her job event, as he's trying to figure out how to save the world. And she's like, you should let the heroes and the Autobots, the military handle this. You're not part of the military, but Sam's like, I'm a part of Autobots. They came to Earth because of me. I'm here because of this. I'm actually a part of all this. So he's staying to his guns as far as like what he's doing. And then, of course, like in the other movies, well, I tell you back, I don't think Michaela got kidnapped in the first one. Bumblebee got kidnapped. Second one, Michaela doesn't get kidnapped. Optimus Prime dies. So this was one where he's going to save the girl. Like Carly gets kidnapped, so he's like, we gotta go and save Carly. Other than that, he probably wouldn't really handle this. He probably go get the Autobots to say, hey, save the city, destroy the Decepticons. But anyway, so he's pretty much the same character. He doesn't really have an arc. He's same, the world around, he affects the world around him, that the world around him affects him. That makes sense. He's the reason why stuff is moving and things are happening. He's not really the reason. He's not being affected by the outside stuff. Like, nobody's telling him something for him to think like, man, I might need to change my ways. No, he's like, we're gonna go save Carly, we're gonna go get the boys, let's go do this. Rosie Huntington Whitley, who plays Carly, she was okay. Like, she was fine. She was there. The movie told you how beautiful she was. You was told how beautiful she was. She got pretty much eye looked and down. I guess like eye stalked by her boss, which is creepy. She didn't think anything of it with Patrick Dempsey flirting with her. And then she's shocked when Patrick Dempsey works for the Decepticon being a bad guy. And from there, yeah, the one impact of the movie she really has is that she pretty much tells Megatron that, hey, you're a punk for getting punked by Sentinel. Probably should go do something. And Megatron's like, you're right. Let me go do something. Let me go, fight this battle. And yeah, that's about it. Tyrese Gibson, who plays Epps, he's in the movie just be like the piece that helps Sam get back to the fight battleground, and he's just really there. Josh Duhamel plays Lennox. He's more like the head of the military now, or head of the kind of like the Sector 7 version of it, and I think it's called Ness, and that's what he is. He comes and saves the battle at the end. John Turturro is a treasure, and he's goofy this movie. He's the same goofy character. He was in the first two movies. Now he's rich and famous because of all the stuff he talked about with the Transformers. But he gets back in the game to help out Sam. He actually one of like Sam's like best teammates at this point. And then Alan Tudyk, who played Dutch, who was like Siv's right-hand man, who's just hilarious. Like, he's just a funny part of the movie. John Malkovich, he's Sam's boss. He's quirky. Ken Johns in the movie, he's quirky as well, but he has a big part. Who played Jerry Wayne? Who else I'm missing? Patrick Dempsey, who plays Dylan, he's the bad guy. He is the bad Sam. That's what he is. There's Sam's a good guy. He's the bad Sam. He's pretty much, the Decepticons been here for the whole time. Y'all need to work with me. Y'all don't work with me. Y'all gonna get killed because the Decepticons will take over. We'll be enslaved by the Decepticons, and I'm gonna be the top of the slave chain. Pretty much what he said. And yeah, that's about it. See here. As far as Sentinel Prime, because he is played by, and I want to say, it's Leonard Sentinel Prime, voiced by, he is voiced by Leonard Nimoy. Yes, I had it right. Leonard Nimoy voiced Sentinel Prime, and that was just a cool homage to him. So, any other thoughts? I just, like, to me, Optimus Prime in this movie is, I think one of the bad things about this movie I don't like is Optimus Prime is out the movie for majority of the time. If he was in this movie, a lot of issues that would happen wouldn't happen, but, like, the movie just write him out, and they're like, what would we do with Optimus? I don't know, just have him do something. There's one scene where he is caught up in, like, tangled cords and everything for, like, 15 minutes. Like, they literally, Optimus Prime was written out this movie, just be written out this movie for no reason. Like, he's the head of the Autobots. He shouldn't get tangled up and a bunch of cords. He shouldn't be just lollygagging around when Sentinel Prime is shooting up his own people. So that's the only, like, dislike I have when it comes to writing the consistency with it. As far as the storyline goes, if you watch this movie on its own, you didn't watch the first two movies, you'll be fine. This movie is okay. It's a blockbuster flick. You'll have a good time watching it. I like the music is solid. The action is solid. It's still blurry. You don't know what's going on a lot of times. Like, there's a lot of clash and everything, but it's much cleaner than Revenge of the Fallen. So I do give it props for that. It's a solid movie. It's okay. It's okay. Is it a Friday night movie? Yes, it's a Friday night movie. Watch your friends and family. And Transformers Dark in the Moon, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a grading. Transformers Dark in the Moon for 2011. I'm gonna give this movie a solid C+. It gives a C+ for me. It's a 79%. It's fun. You're going to enjoy the movie. It's not bad. The music's solid. You can follow the movie, what's going on. You're going to have a lot of questions on what's happening. You're like, what's going on? Where's Optimus Prime at? Who is this? But other than that, you'll be perfectly fine with this movie. And at the end of the day, good guys win. Optimus Prime's a murderer. And that's about it. IMDb gives this movie a 6.2 out of 10. That is a D+. Rotten Tomatoes give it, sorry, that's a D-, a 62%. And Rotten Tomatoes give it a 35%. That's an F. And the critics that's the critics. And the audience give it a 55%. It's an F. So they don't like it. Rotten Tomatoes don't like this movie at all. But you know what? It's not that horrible movie. Much better than Revenge of the Fallen. Just doesn't touch the first one. And that's my review of Transformers Dark in the Moon. If you've seen the movie, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below, because I'm giving it a C+, a 79%. What about you? Other than that, see you guys next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.